Evening, everyone. Welcome to This Evening with Gilly. I'll let you say your surname.
Mcllwraith.
What is it?
Mcllwraith.
Oh, Mcllwraith. I did a video this morning just talking about Feng Shui and I didn't know how to say your surname. And I said, anyway, we've got Gillian tonight. But so yeah, just a reminder of what we said about this evening and what it's about. Clutter clearing with Feng Shui, Gillian Mcllwraith. Do you feel stuck in any areas of your life, such as career, relationship, family, creativeness, spirituality? Do you feel stressed when you look at your home? Are you a hoarder, or do you find it hard to let go of items? Are you frustrated that you can never find things that you need? Gillian is a classical Feng Shui expert and sound healer. She will be sharing ways to deal with your clutter, remove some of those energy blocks that are holding you back, and help bring positivity back into your space so that you can invite new opportunities into your household and your life. So I saw an advert Gilly posted on one of the, probably Horndine or something.
Yes, Horndine.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, I could do with that myself. I do know a little bit about Feng Shui. Well, you know, little bits about it, but I just find it fascinating, and I really believe it works. So delighted that you're joining us tonight, Gilly. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll leave it to you, but yeah.
Yeah, do prod me and just interrupt me if somebody's got a question.
Brilliant. Okay.
Because I'll just start babbling.
That's fine.
Okay, well, I'll just speak for a bit and then we might get some slides out and things like that, especially maybe if people have got questions, and sometimes it's easier to show things in up on the screen.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So yes, we're going to talk about Feng Shui. Rather than Feng Shui, they say it Feng.
Oh, right. I did wonder when I said this morning, I thought I was saying it wrong.
Yeah, so in China it's Feng Shui.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So a very brief background on me. Always been very, very sort of spiritual, grew up in a spiritual household, but never really did anything properly about it until my marriage broke down, 2012. And it was almost like one sort of big spiritual release, and I just went on. I just went absolutely crazy, just trying to find myself and where I needed to go. And I'm a professional musician, and which is why I ended up in sound healing, because it just it gave me the whole being a musician, understanding music and frequency, and it brought the spirituality in. So it was just like a perfect mix of what I needed to do. And it was actually while I was doing the sound healing training that I met a Feng Shui consultant and teacher. And although I didn't actually learn with her, she sparked the whole interest in me, and I just could not stop reading. And I knew about it briefly, I think, when everybody did, when it came to the West in the 80s. And in the 90s, there was people knew about this Feng Shui, but they didn't really know what it was all about. So I decided that I've got to learn more about this, and I decided to go and train, because it's just such a huge, complicated subject. It's full of layers. It's not one size fits all, and I think that's the perception that I want to get out to the public, is that it isn't one size fits all. It's every home is unique. Every home has their own energy, and every home has things that need to be sorted that another person doesn't need to be sorted. So and I love that about it, that it isn't a one size fits all. But today we're going to talk about the effects of clutter and the enormous effects that it can have in your life. Clutter is what we call sha qi, and it is what we call negative energy within the home. So when you look around your home and you see those places that are cluttered, as a Feng Shui consultant, I would be able to tell you what areas of your life you've got problems in just by looking at where your clutter is. So there's that side, which totally love. But the things that clutter can do is that it can make you feel stuck in so many areas of your life. It can make you feel stuck professionally in your career. It can cause issues in your relationship. It can cause your lack of self-care for yourself. It can cause stress, depression, irritability, no focus, clarity, lack of clarity, I should say, and completely emotionally drained and lack of motivation. So quite a heavy list of things that clutter can do. So, for instance, if we've got areas in the house, if you are a bit of a hoarder, have a think about where your clutter may be in your home. So, for instance, if we're talking about the hallway, so a lot of hallways have got shoes. They've got sometimes they've got those racks, and they've got piles of shoes as soon as you open the door, and then they've got racks of jackets after jacket after jacket, and you open the door and it's just there. Well, this is to do with blocks and stagnation in all areas of your life. Now, why is that? Because the mouth of the home, the mouth of the chi, of the energy, starts at the front door and the hallway. So it stands to reason that this is where the energy enters your home. And if it's all stuck with coats and jackets and this, that, and the other, then your energy is stuck before you've even started. So make sure that your hallway is very, very inviting as soon as you open it, and even going from the front door where the energy starts to come in through the front door. Make sure your path leading up to your front door, make sure it's clear and that you can see it, and have some lovely fresh pots of flowers at the side, which invites the chi, good positive chi, to your home. So that, and make sure your front door is clean as well, because that's a really good tip, is to really clean your front door and sweep your pathway. I can't tell you the amount of people that even just that simple thing, there'll be something positive will just all of a sudden just happen as soon as they do that. So that's certainly tip number one, is please get the scrubber out and the fairy liquid, and get that front door a good clean and your pathway, so that you can see, so that if the chi can't see where your front door is, then it's not going to come in. So think about, if you can see your front door, so can the chi. Okay, so we're going to move to the kitchen. So what about in your cupboards? Out of date food packets, tins that have been there from the 1960s, things like that. Biscuits all out of date. They all need to go. Clutter in the kitchen is a symbol of lack of nourishment, meaning you're not nourishing your body enough. So I would say get into your kitchen cupboards, even just go do one at a time, and get rid of all those out of date packets and spillages on the shelves and whatnot. So yeah, we've all been there, I'm sure. And under the sink as well, where we'll shove the dishcloths and the scourers and this, that, and the other. In the bedroom, this is a good one. So clutter in the bedroom signifies a lack of intimacy. So if we've got a cluttered bedroom and we're not getting on with the other half, then maybe we should maybe you should have a little look and see what's going on in your bedroom. Certainly from a Feng Shui point of view, we should never have anything under our bed. So I don't know how many of you will look under your bed and see that those vacuum pack, that you put winter clothes in, and duvets from summer or winter, and you suck all the air out, and people just throw things, or they've got boxes full of stuff under the bed. Not a good thing for Feng Shui, because the air has got to flow through the room. So if it's under the bed, it's not going to do you any good at all. Also in the closet. So how many of us have got loads and loads of clothes that we don't wear, that we haven't worn for 20 years? that we say, oh, I'm going to get in that when I've lost 2 stone or I've lost 3 stone. I'm going to wear that again, you know, and you're just waiting and just waiting. These are all not good in the Feng Shui world at all. No. So closet can indicate, if we've got too much in the closet, it can indicate weight gain in Feng Shui. So we need to have our closet lovely and streamlined and only have things in there that we wear, not things that we're going to wear that we think we're going to get into in 5 years' time. Things that have got no buttons on them, things that have got broken zips, they've got a tear, they've got a stain, things that you don't realize until you get them out. You know, these have all got to wear. If you haven't worn them in the last 12 to 18 months, you've got to ditch them. Definitely got to ditch them. So, right, going into living and the dining room, because a lot of people will have living and dining room together. Some people have the kitchen and the dining together. Anyway, we'll go with living room. So living room can be, if there's clutter in the living room, it can indicate relationship issues within the home, within the family. So causing arguments and this, that, and the other in the lounge. And in the bathroom, clutter in the bathroom, I wonder how many of us have got too many bottles of shampoo and bubble bath and gel and this, that, and the other, and ones that we open and we don't finish, and then you put them in the mirrored cupboard and this, that, and the other. Again, if we can streamline all that, the bathroom indicates a lack of self-care, that you're not looking after yourself properly. So these are the main areas. Oh, the garage, that was another one. So the garage, which is a big, huge point for clutter, because we think that if we can't see it, then, you know, we put it in the garage, think, oh yeah, we can't see it. But the garage, if you think about the garage, it's where we normally will house our car, or sometimes not, it goes in the driveway. But this is normally to do with how we move forward in life and where we go, like places that we visit. And you find that people that have a garage full of clutter are those that are just, they're not going anywhere. They're sort of, you know, they're stagnant at home and they're not traveling. Okay, so what happens when we clear clutter? So,
what about the loft? Can I just ask, what about the loft, Gillian?
Well, the loft can indicate that feeling of heaviness in your life. So, yeah, I would say I don't have a loft, luckily, because I've got a bedroom up in the loft. I've got an eaves, but I don't have a loft. So, if you think about the weight of a loft and how it feels to the house itself. So I'm sure there's many of us that you went up in a loft and you would find that there's absolutely just a load of junk up there.
Well, there's loads. Oh yeah, carry on. Well, photo albums of the boys when they were young. I mean, literally, probably 100 easily.
And 100 albums?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, then I went to digital, but I mean, that was just till they were about 10.
You're a happy snapper, Jackie.
Oh yes. But that's just one thing. Like Joe's got he started football at Saints football in 1968, and he had every program until I said to him about 4 years ago, I said, what would you do if you woke up in the morning and you didn't have any of your Saints programs? Because he never looks at them again. If they weren't in the loft, how would you feel? And he's never bought one since.
That's interesting.
But we've actually got all the other ones up there from then, from 1968.
Yeah. Well, maybe if it comes to the point where you're going to be look at it, you know, getting rid of stuff in your loft, then offer them back to him. Because if they're his, then you're keeping them in your energy. Then say, here you go. Do with them what you want.
It's a thought.
You're quite attached to them, Jackie.
No, I'm not, but I've tidied them all. I've got them all in order for him.
Well, at least you've got them in order. At least they're not sort of just sitting in a huge big pile.
Oh yeah. Each season I've got in a different book.
Yeah. Sounds as if you're quite sentimental about them.
Well, only because I know he is, yeah.
Oh.
I'm definitely not.
Okay, right. So yeah, the loft would be about, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, feeling like, quite heavy. So definitely not a loft packed full of the rafters of, and it obviously depends how many times you've moved house, don't you think?
Oh, definitely.
If you haven't moved house for 20 odd years, and I tend to find that these are the clients that have got the ones that have got the clutter the most, the ones that just haven't moved and they just haven't got round to, because when you're packing up, I've moved 3 times in 2 years. So in the last 2 years.
Oh.
So I've moved a lot over my life. So I don't have the clutter, but those clients are the ones that, because they just think, they'll just put it away or put it, like you say, put it in the loft, put it in the garage and whatnot. And because they've never had the excuse to go in there and go through it all, like moving, they've just kept it.
That's exactly it. We've been here 33 years in this house, yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of moving, Jackie?
No, but I did say to Joe, that's the only way we're going to clear this house properly, if we move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Interesting though, isn't it?
It is very.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of stuff, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. And when you said about the kitchen, like it's the drawers, I've got 4 drawers and every
You got a messy drawer.
Totally.
Yeah. You go in there and you can't find anything in the messy drawer and you're taking it all out because it's messy and you just can't find it.
And then it goes back in messy as well. It
goes back in messy. You got 4 messy drawers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I have. Oh dear, I don't like to admit it, but I have. So that's what I wanted to be motivated about when I saw your advert, and I thought, gosh, yeah. What about sellers, Jackie? Who's saying that? Mel. What about sellers?
So sellers, I think sellers are not as bad as the lofts, because they're underneath. So I wouldn't worry too much, as long as the cellar is not packed to the rafters full of just junk and rubbish. But I wouldn't. It's not going to give you the same effect as the loft. I would be more worried about a loft than I would a cellar. It's not going to impact you too much.
And the thing is, you're leaving it for, say anything happened to us, it's for the boys to sort out, and that's not really great, is it?
Well, that's it, isn't it? But you're not ready to go yet, Jack.
Oh, no. No, but just thinking, it'd be better for me as well to clear it.
Yeah.
What about beds that have enclosed
drawers? Yeah.
A lot of duvet covers?
I mean, that is the one, that is just like having stuff under your bed. Exactly the same. The air just with Feng Shui, it just can't get under. So,
but if you've got a bed that with no drawers, but it goes to the floor, because some of them just go straight to the floor.
That's right. Yeah. So you got your divan. As long as you haven't got the stuff in the bed. So I mean, I know it's tricky, because people are, well, it's a lack of storage. I've got to use the the drawers. I never buy one with drawers for that reason. I always have a bedstead with a clear underneath. And
Cherry's saying she's been in her flat for 33 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time, and you don't want to get rid of things.
I know, but that's sentimental.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Right. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, it's fine. So, what I was going to say was, so what happens when we actually get round to clearing the clutter? I'm going to go through strategies to help clear the clutter in a minute, but how the clutter, when you actually start clearing it, you have a feeling of feeling a lot lighter. You feel a lot more motivated, you feel focused, you feel happier, you have almost like an emotional release, and you have more energy. There's less arguments in the house. You attract opportunity into your life, and you have better relationships, and you ignite more passions and more adventures, and you have a lot more time for yourself as well. You do. But it's getting started. And that's the main problem with a lot of people is the getting started, because Rome isn't built in a day. We're not going to be able to do, even if you can't do the whole room, you even just start somewhere, even if it's a chest of drawers. Start in the chest of drawers and block it out in your diary and say, this is when I'm going to do it. And then you start with that, rather than just doing a whole room. Because I'm a bit like that. I'm like, I'm going to do a whole room, and you can't. You haven't got the time to do the whole room, and then you give up.
Yeah.
As well. So another time to not clear is when you're angry, when you're cross about something, because you need to be in a really good mood to clutter clear. So you need to be you need to get some lively music on. You need to get some bright colours on, because if we have got bright colours going on, if you've got the reds, the oranges, the purples, they are high energy colours, you're going to feel high energy. Lively music, throw those windows open, and you need to start in one area and one area only. So pick a room, and even if it's 4 messy drawers, Jackie.
I did do under the stairs today.
There you go, you've started.
Yeah.
You've started. So when you did under the stairs, did you throw a lot away?
Well, I was surprised at just how much there was under there that just tidied up neatly to the side. No, I didn't. I threw 3 handbags away and about 5 pillows. But apart from that, no. You know, cushions, old cushions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but even that made quite a good bit of room under there.
How did you feel afterwards?
Much better. Just the fact that I'd got and done it.
Yeah. And how long did it take you?
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing, because I thought there was a good, real good poo bags under there, some stronger poo bags. So I was so sure they were there. That's why I pulled it all out, and they weren't
poo
there.
bags? You mean for the dog?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'm not a dog owner, so I'm thinking, what's she talking about? Poo bags?
Joe doesn't like the thin plastic black ones we got, and we got some good green ones, and I was so sure I had a box full of them under there, but I didn't. But it made me get on and do that.
Well, that's great. 20 minutes is not a long time.
I know, that was amazing.
You've got, and did you get the Henry Hoover in there and sort all the...
I put my Hoover back in there. I've not had it in there for months.
Yeah, but I mean, did you Hoover inside before you put
everything
back?
Yes.
Yeah. Fabulous. So I wonder how much you actually, so you threw 3 handbags away, was that it?
3 handbags and 5 cushions.
Okay.
5 old
I wonder
cushions.
if there was actually more in there that you could have.
Well, it was loads of carrier bags, so I did take them out and put in the garage. But I mean, at least I've got the carrier bags when I need them now.
Yeah, that's right. Saving on the plastic. Yes.
But I have got a lot of carrier bags now, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's great. So 20 minutes is not that long. If you schedule the time. How much could you think you could get done in, let's say you say, okay, I'm going to block out 2 hours and I'm going to do...
exactly, yeah.
It's just blocking out that little, even, it doesn't matter how small it is, and you're just telling me how much better you felt after doing it.
Yeah, the fact it's tidy and how much I did, space I made in there, you can see what's in there now.
And where is that understairs cupboard? Is it?
As you go in the hallway and through to the kitchen, it's the last door just before you walk in the kitchen, goes under the stairs.
And is the stairs, are they central to the house or are they off to the side?
So as you go in the hall, and there's the downstairs cloakroom, and the next bit is the stairs, but you go off to the side and up the stairs.
Yeah.
So off to the side, that's completely full of coats. Okay. And then you go up the stairs. So when you said about the coats, but they're not on show.
They're not on show.
Not on show as you go through the front door.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah, but as you get to the stairs to go off to the, right to go up the stairs, there's all the coats all around there, loads of them that we never use.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ones that you don't that don't fit you, or ones that are just not the right shape anymore, or the colour.
Well, it's loads of Joe's work clothes, fleeces.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't keep on about me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm just going to ask a few questions, or I'm just going to you say a few things about why we keep clutter. So we keep clutter out of a few reasons. So when we feel guilty about somebody's given us something and we feel like we've got to keep it. So how many of us have said, you're given a gift, or you've inherited something from your parents, your grandparents, and you feel obliged to keep it. That's a major, major problem, especially from the parents and grandparent thing, because as soon as they pass away and they want you to have everything, and you're just like, and down to the ornaments that you absolutely hated. And for some reason, where do they end up going? You probably don't put them on show, but they probably go up in that loft in a box. So that's a major problem for a lot of people, is that they feel guilty and they feel obliged to keep these items. And actually, you shouldn't feel obliged, because all it is doing is just creating this heaviness in your life. And it's lovely to have memories, and you can always take pictures of things. So if you had all these ornaments that you just couldn't stand, but you felt so guilty about giving them away or sending them to the charity shop, you could always take a picture and make a scrapbook of them, and mum's, etc. Mum's favorite horse ornament, whatever. But of course you're looking at it going, I can't stand it. So it's really, really not doing you any good in your house. The other thing is, if we had something from a previous relationship, and sometimes people don't realize that they have a previous relationship, and then they've got something like some ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or something gave you something, and it's still there. That can actually stop you moving forward within the relationship that the relationship that you're in now, or a relationship that you're looking for. It can actually prevent you moving forward just by keeping something, from previous relationships. So anything that you've got, even if it's just a picture or something, or one of these like toys with a little heart, that the boyfriends used to give, they've got to go because it's not helping you. Another thing is when somebody refuses to get something because it costs them a lot of money. So my answer to that is, well, we've got eBay. Just stick it on eBay and try and get some money back. But to keep something just because it costs them, so if you've got a nice handbag, a Gucci handbag or something or other, and it costs you a lot of money, but you're just not using it anymore, then sell it. Yeah. But yeah. Why don't sell it? And the same with shoes and things like that. People do go and buy these expensive designer items. They're not my thing. I don't have any designer handbags, but there's a lot of people that will just love them, absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And that's great. But they just can't get rid of them either. So they just have 100, 150, 200 pairs of shoes, and the same with the handbags. And they have absolutely how they've got all the time to wear these and take them out. I have absolutely no idea. So another thing about keeping clutter is, I'm going to fix that one day. Something that's broken, something that doesn't work anymore, but I'm going to fix it one day. And that's another reason that in the home any good. So everything should be working well, and nothing should be broken. Jackie,
like
you're
if the
frozen.
clock doesn't work, even like putting a new battery in, it stops again. So that clock's got to go, hasn't it?
I think it's got to go. It's telling you that it's life. It's life has just had it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay. So the next thing is to think about how you're going to tackle your clutter. So we talked about putting bright colours on, because I love bright colours, and it does. It just has this high, especially red, yellows. You're really bright. They're the high energy colours, so they're going to make you feel the high energy. I talked about getting the lively music on so that the vibes are up as well. The window open so you've got really, really good fresh air. And how you're going to tackle these this area. So let's say you're going to take, your closet, okay? And the things that you ask yourself is, you take an item out and then you ask yourself, do I want it? Do I need it? Do I love it? When did I last wear it? And the last one, which I love, what the hell was I thinking? When I bought this. We've all had items like that where you're thinking, oh my goodness, why did I buy this and I've never worn it? So every time you take a piece of clothing out, this goes for everything. It doesn't have to be closet. This can be a cupboard, anything. These are the, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Do I want it? Do I need it? Do I love it? When did I last wear it? And what was I thinking? Okay, these are the things. Then you need to have yourself some boxes. So you need to have a recycling box, a box that will, so if you've got clothes that you need to, you know, there'll be some child in another country would be absolutely thrilled to have, you know, some of your items that you're not going to wear. So there's got your recycling box. You've got your donation box, which could be your charity shop box. Then you're going to have another box where you're going to give it away. If you're lucky, someone will take that box. And you could have a car boot sale box. You're obviously going to have your rubbish box and possibly a resale for things that you might want to sell on eBay and get some of that money back. But my best tip on having your boxes is the 6-month box. Now, the 6-month box is all about items that you just can't make your mind up about. So you put them in this box, and then you put this box away out of sight, and then in the 6 months or longer, if you want, 12 months, and then you see how many of those things you actually need. If you needed to go in and take something out of that 6-month box, then you need it. If you didn't need anything within that 6-month box, it's got to go.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many items that we just think that we need. But in those 6 months, if it's for clothes, if you want to leave it for the 12 months, do it the 12 months. Pack it away in a vacuum pack or something, and then see if you've worn it in those 12 months. Because when it's out of sight and you don't see it, I bet you don't need it. I bet you don't want it. I bet you forget all about it. And there you've actually got rid of quite a lot of clutter already on those recycling charity shop. They're giving it away if you're lucky. Car boot, selling on eBay or wherever you would sell it. You have to, there's a rubbish one, we obviously one for the tip, and then your 6-month box. So that's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of things that you actually could get rid of if you were honest with yourself. So anything unloved, anything unused, anything broken, it's got to go. No good in Feng Shui at all. All right. So when we've done all that, then the most important thing is to get, obviously you want to get the boxes out of the house as quick as possible, because I get people that go, okay, well, I've done all that, but my boxes are still sitting in the house. So you need to take your action. You need to go to your charity shop, you need to go to your tip and whatnot. Even, you know, the garden shed is better than having them in your garage. If your garage is attached to your home, that's going to have more impact on your home than it is if it's detached. If it's detached, you're not going to have quite as much problem because the energy is detached from you. Okay. Yeah. So when you're putting, obviously clean the area. Once you've gone through your area and you're putting all the things back, and hopefully you'll have streamlined quite a lot of stuff out of wardrobe or drawers or whatever it is that you're clearing. Make sure you clean everything and then put everything back. And the most important thing is you stop when you're tired, because if you're grumpy and tired, it's just no good. That's why I'm saying, you know, don't do too much. You do these sort of 2 hours and you get the music on and the color, you know, on you're going to have more chance of succeeding doing it that way and just following some steps rather than, you know, just going, oh, I'm just going to clean that cupboard. But Jackie did it in 20 minutes, so
Well, it wasn't
Clearly
amazing. Yeah. I don't think I'm exaggerating now. I'm sure it was no more than 20 minutes.
That just shows you it didn't take that long.
Yeah, exactly. It's like those drawers. I think I'll take ages because there's so many little bits in there. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So another thing is that your handbags and your purses. What's your handbag like, Jackie?
Pretty good, to be honest. I often go through that. Yeah, because I get receipts and that, so I just keep it clear on that.
That's really good. And your car?
Oh yeah, Joe's a car cleaner.
Oh, you're lucky then.
Well, yeah, I help him sometimes, so I don't like the car to be messy.
Yeah. So purses are another thing. You know, we do stuff a lot of receipts in there. We do, you know, we overload it with so many things. So if we can keep the purse really, really nicely streamlined. And the glove box, which is another one. So paperwork, yeah. So dealing with paperwork, again, you have to deal with it a bit, just like I was talking about, like a closet. You need to be making sure you've got some kind of filing cabinet, or if a lot of people are actually doing away with filing cabinets now because we've got everything's digital. So it's making sure that we've got all our folders on our computers, which is hard for people that are not techie. I'm not techie myself, so I find it a little bit time consuming to create my wallets. And actually, I still quite like paper, and I've got my filing cabinet and everything else. So keeping everything. What was that? What about self-help or reference books? Oh, I missed all that. I only saw half of that, Jackie.
Yeah, what about books, self-help or reference books that I think I might read, but only read some of it?
Well, if you think you're going to read it, then keep it. I mean, I've got a lot of books, but my books are all very, very neatly. Make sure everything's all in a neat bookcase and everything else. If you're going to have piles and piles of books, then that's not going to be so good. Self-help books I really like, and I will delve in and out of a lot of my energy books and self-help books and things like that. Quite often I'll take them off the shelf and I'll read them for a bit and put them back. I haven't got too much of a problem with them as long as they're just you've got a nice neat shelving for the books. I wouldn't consider that clutter. It's when you've got like sort of piles of, or you open the cupboard and you can't close the doors because you know everything's piled up, or you open the cupboard in the kitchen and your tins are all stacked and you're going in, they can't get the path through for the pasta and this, that and the other. That's when we're calling more clutter. You can have things that are nicely organized and nicely cleaned and everything else, and that's not good. That's not what we contribute to clutter at all. So
my books are pretty neat in the bookcase. I love the self-help books, yeah, and I've got loads. And cards as well, oracle cards, and they're all neat.
Yeah, I think if you've got shelving things and you're neatly organized, then that's not what we consider clutter. Like I say, when I moved, I moved 2 months ago, and I mean I've got a lot of books, but I do streamline them, definitely do. So ones that I have, and I will always give them to charity so that somebody else can have a go at them. And I think I sold quite a lot on, what's one of the book, Music Magpie.
Oh, right.
We went through and scanned them, and I don't think I made a lot of money, but I think it was like there was a load of, and it was like £30 or something or other, and
I've taken mine
it
when
was
I
nice
was
though.
Oh, when I had the live groups in Southampton, I used to take them occasionally and sell for £1 or £2.
That's it. So someone else will always need it. But there is always some of those books that I can't quite let go of them. But I know I'll go back and read them, and I don't want I don't want to sort of go there and go, oh, I wish I hadn't got rid of that. Oh,
but, exactly, yeah. And we've got a question now. My son has asked, is it helpful to have accountability buddy? An accountability buddy, would that help me?
In what respect? Sorry, I'm a bit lost.
I wonder if that's like when you are trying to lose weight and you've got a friend that, and you're sort of egging each other on to do well.
Yeah.
That type of thing, I think.
Does she want to come off mute? Does she want to?
You want to say, Lynn?
Does she want to speak?
Someone to keep, yeah, by all means, take yourself off mute, Lynn.
Yeah, somebody to sort of help to keep you on track.
Yes, absolutely.
So that they sort of kind of help you out.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a great idea, to have somebody to definitely doing it together with someone. And it's like going to the gym, isn't it? You can quite easily go, oh, I don't want to go today, but you know that if you've got someone to go with, then you are going to get up and you're going to go. So yeah, an accountability partner, I think, is a really, really good idea. And you could certainly, you make time and just say, right, we're both going to do it at 1 o'clock today. And we're going to, even if it's just clearing out 4 messy drawers, Jackie, you know, just things like that.
Now, definitely.
I'm going to keep going on about that, you know, until I know that you've done them.
And Julie's saying, I brought the Marie Kondo book.
Yes.
On decluttering. No idea where it is though. Could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, she talks about that, you know, that when you use a handbag, she always talks about, you know, taking everything out and completely putting it back, which I think is just, how many of us have got time to do all that? And I think in a perfect world, when you haven't got family to feed and you're not, you know, up at the crack of dawn going to work and whatnot, I think that's, you know, in a world that we don't really live in. But certainly, you know, you can keep your handbag streamlined, and you can put things when you come in, rather than just dumping them in the hallway, you can, you know, go and put them back. So what's this? When my son left home, I subconsciously filled up his room. So, oh. Who clearly had a void that needed to be filled.
I get that completely, don't you?
Well, when my son went to university, he hasn't got a bedroom anymore because it's my office. so I said to him, he's got 1 more year left at university. I said, well, I hope you're not planning to come back. Oops.
But that is, you can see that would be overwhelming, wouldn't you? To, you know, where would you start in a room like that?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it depends if you want the room to stay as a bedroom, because I know there's quite a lot of parents out there who just, you know, they can't bear the fact that, you know, that maybe the child is not going to come back to the nest again. But maybe, I don't know, find it, if it is possible to find another use for the room, that it's a nice use, you know, rather than, you know, when the lady, does she want to talk? When you talk about filling it with things, I mean, what kind of things is she filling it with? Does she want to talk?
Are you happy to speak, Julie? And no worries if not.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hiya.
Hello.
Hello. Now, the tragic thing about this is my son actually left home 5 years ago.
That's
And,
okay.
well, I'm a bit embarrassed about the fact that actually his room is still full of stuff. And I didn't know I was doing it. I didn't know I was filling it up. It took a while to dawn on me that that's actually what I was doing, that I was filling the space.
What are you filling it with?
Oh, I've got work stuff, books. I've got loads of books, work stuff. It's all work equipment. Oh, heavens, I've got a futon in there. Not that you could use it because there's not enough room. I mean, I've just kind of really filled it up. And the thing is that I live in a tiny flat, so I haven't got room to empty it and then work out what I'm going to put back in it. Because there's nowhere to put the stuff if I take it out. So I go in there and I just look at it and I walk out again and close the door. I've just got stuck
So that's the effect it's having you straight away. You don't want to be in that room because the energy is going to be so stagnant in there.
Yep.
Do you work from home at all, or have you been working from home with COVID?
No, I don't work from home, no.
Okay.
But my work stuff is spare work stuff that I'm not using at the moment, but I might use again at some point.
Yeah.
The books I'm trying to tackle a bit, but yeah, it's how to. Sorry, I don't want to hog everybody's time.
No, it's fine.
But I've been watching the show on TV, and they take everything out of somebody's house who's hoarding. And then when everything's away from the house, they can sort it out. And then you put back things that are relevant. But because I haven't got room to take the stuff out of the room to sort it, I don't know how to tackle it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I think that you can't do it all in one, that's for sure, by the sounds of things. It sounds as if there's quite a lot of stuff in there. You're going to have to take one thing at a time, whether it's a box or something or other, and tackle it one at a time. Because you're not going to be able to just take everything out at once.
No,
I think that's going to be overwhelming for you anyway to do it that way.
And will that be
like,
sorry, will that be a stuck energy then for?
Yeah.
Julia?
Well, the fact is that, you know, sorry, I didn't catch your name. Was it Julie?
Julia.
Sorry.
The fact that Julia can't even bear to go in the room, that tells you the effects of the energy as soon as you go in there.
Yeah.
Energy likes to flow. And when it can't flow, it just becomes dense. And it doesn't have a nice feeling. So the only way that's going to get sorted is just one thing at a time.
Okay.
I can't see any. There's no magic formula for.
No. Well, hopefully this will spur me on to make a start.
Yeah, it's just a shame that you haven't got another room where you can sort of take it all out. But even then, it might be overwhelming to do it in one.
Yeah. Yes, I can't decant it, which
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's going to have to be a bit by bit. But once the clutter goes and once you start working through it, you will then start to like that room again, because it will start to feel a lot different. And maybe you can find a use for the room as well.
Yes.
Whether it is just an office, even if you don't work from home, most people still have an office where they've got their computer and things like that. And maybe it could be a place for the books, an office, you know, use the room for your books with nice bookshelves and things like that, and a place where you can sit down, or as you say, on your futon. It could be a reading place, or make it somewhere that's nice.
Yes.
Have a vision for it. It sounds as if the rest of your house is all sort of sorted. It's just that one room.
Well, I wouldn't say the rest of it is sorted, but that's the worst room.
Yeah.
Perhaps I need to plan out what sort of room it could be.
I think you need a purpose for it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, okay, I should do that. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
And then we've got Sue is saying, I just recently put my deceased husband's picture away just last week, and I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Isn't it?
It's a very difficult one. I think, you know, it's okay to have a deceased partner's picture out. I think the issue comes if you're wanting to move on in your life. But if you're happy the way things are, I don't think there is. It's nice to have photos and memories and this, that, and the other. I think if there's too many things like personal things around, I think that's when it becomes a lot more difficult. When the personal, like, you know, when you hear about partners who've lost, and they open the cupboard and all the clothes are there and all the shoes are still there and whatnot. And, you know, I haven't experienced that, so I can't give my own sort of opinion, but just through what I've sort of learned is that, you know, having the personal possessions around is not going to help move on with your life. But I think having a picture or two of a loved one, I think, is absolutely fine. But it's a personal thing, you know. If a lady wants to put them away and feels that that's the right thing for her, then that's great. I think it's the more to do with the personal items that that are going to make you feel stuck.
Yes, I understand that. When I went to visit a friend, oh, must be 5 years ago now, and he wants a new relationship, and in his room he had all pictures of very confident dancers, lady dancers, single lady dancers, and my friend said, if you want a relationship to him, then you've got to have relationship pictures, you know, of
100%.
couples. And he had all single women, really lovely Spanish dancers and all that, but they were confident, strong women, you know, on their own. And
she needed, if he likes dancing, then he needs to have something like the sultry tango and stuff like that. If that's the kind of things he likes,
yeah, he loves that.
Then have that, you know, that sort of sexy embracing samba going on, because that's just sort of screams, you know, love and sex and everything, those types of pictures. So that's going to certainly bring more of the love energy. No, he's not doing himself any favors. He needs to have everything, things that, without sounding or without the room feeling like a girly, flowery boudoir, which is obviously not what he wants. But certainly what he needs to do is, you're right, he needs to have more pictures of couples within his picture work, because what we see, it goes into the subconscious.
Yes.
Our artwork is very powerful for us. He also needs to have, when he sleeps in his bed, he needs to sleep on one side and not in the middle. So he needs to consciously bring the energy of sleeping next to somebody in the bed. And he also needs to make room in his wardrobe. So he needs, if he's got a double wardrobe, he needs to keep a place blank, and a bedside table, make sure there's a bedside table on either side, and the one where the invisible lady is going to be has to be empty as well, not filled up with junk. So you have to make room for the energy of the new person coming in, and it works. Anybody who's looking for a relationship, take note.
Lovely, thank you. There's so many things to know, isn't there, Gilly?
There's loads of things to know.
Do different rooms mean different things in Feng Shui?
Yeah, so I can bring up, I'll try and find my slide, that'll probably help. Now this will be interesting, Jackie, when I've got to try and share a screen. So I presume I get my PowerPoint up first.
Yes.
Then I share, is that right?
Yes.
Right. I take it you can't see anything at the moment?
Not yet, no.
Bear with me. Right. Where's it gone? No. Oh, yeah, hang on, right. Oh, my computer's playing up, hang on. Right, okay, so you have to talk me through this, right? Right, I've got it up, Jackie, so.
Yeah, so then you go to share screen and you should see the options that you've got open to share on our screen. It's like, oh yeah, you found it.
I've done it?
Wow, yes, yeah.
You see all that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the best way to sort of find the areas of your home is to just, the digital compass on your phone, like your iPhone and whatnot, they're not absolutely brilliant, but at least they give you a rough idea where everything is in your home. But so if we're talking about, like we're talking about relationship with this young man of Jackie's friend,
yeah,
then we'd be looking at the southwest as the love and relationship area, and it's another place that he would want to be putting in his pictures of couples. Things in pairs is another thing for the southwest. If you're having anything in the southwest, then put it in pairs. That's another thing, because everything, if you think about a couple, they do everything as two people. If
Yeah.
you put things in pairs in the Southwest. So a popular Feng Shui image is of the Mandarin ducks because they mate for life. But you could use other things. You could use Jackie, you know Kate May. So I've done her Feng Shui on her house and her shop, and she's got a beautiful picture of swans. She refused the Mandarin duck. She said, I don't like them, and in true Kate style.
Yeah, she
said,
would.
okay, so Kate does what Kate does, and she goes in and gets some beautiful picture of two swans kind of interloping with their necks and whatnot.
Oh,
and then
nice.
she had a whole kind of horror moment where she walked in and she went, I want you to look at my swan picture. And I went, and she went, and look over there. And there was a big mirror. And what it was, she was worried because she could see four. So she had the two and then she had the four. And I just took one look at it and I went, no, it looks like a family of four to me.
Mm.
And then sort of true to form was the next thing, you know, and a few months later, she got engaged to Colin and he moved back and he moved in the house and they're a family of four.
Oh, gosh. Just deuced at that.
But she was so worried that it was going to signify four people in a relationship. She got so worried about it. So, but she had the right idea of getting, you know, the swans that just looked all loved up and looked sort of beautiful. You have to have things that are nice for you. Don't have things that you don't like. I don't go for these Chinese Feng Shui ornaments because they don't fit in with the Western world, how we live our lives. As long as you have things that are representative of what is needed in the Feng Shui, but you use it in what you like and what you want to bring in. So like you're saying about the couples and that man of yours really liked the dance. Use the fact that he likes dance or he likes dancer like women, whatever it is, but use it for, you know, for his pictures.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing.
Mirrors are very important as well within Feng Shui, aren't they?
Yeah, you've got kind of two areas. You've got your north, which is your career and your journey with your career, and you've also got your fame and reputation in the south as well. So it's they're opposite poles, and both of them can actually work really, really well for your career. Your north is a water area, what we call a water area. And it's a good place to have things to do with your career in there. So if you can have your business cards, your leaflets, if that's the kind of thing that you have, or you can have some kind of something that's recognizable about your career in the north. A typical Feng Shui picture to have is to have the koi carp in the north. The fish, the koi carp fish, and I do have koi carp fish because actually I've got a really, really nice picture, and you can get some really, really pretty ones of them as well, and that represents the water element there as well. So things to do with that represent your career in the north is always a good. So finding the north, making sure there's no clutter in the north, because then your career is going to be a little bit, you know, stagnant and possibly not moving on as well as you would hope. Or if you're looking for a new job, you definitely don't be wanting clutter there, and bringing in things that are going to ignite that kind of what you want for your new job. So if you're going for a new job in, I don't know, in catering or whatever else, there's no point in having something there that's to do with construction. You know, ignite it in the head. Another thing to do is vision boards. Has anybody ever done a vision board?
Yes.
Has anybody had vision boards that have worked?
I think so. Certain areas of the vision board that I've done, definitely.
The thing about the vision board, you can do a vision board just set out like the Feng Shui board. The south, in Feng Shui, the south is always at the top. So if you're doing a board, have your board out here, set up like this Feng Shui map. So in your southeast, in your top left corner, that's where you're going to have the things to do with your money. So you're going to have pictures of abundance of money. But but the most important thing about a vision board is what affirmations you put on there. And the affirmations that you put on have to be like you've got it. You never use I need, and you never use I want. You'll use things like, so in my vision board on my Southwest, I've got a £10 note that I've stuck on there. And I've sort of put on it, I put things on it like, I have plenty of money for bills and lots more for luxuries, things like that, you know. My last vision board I was very daring, and I actually put that I had £150,000 in the bank, and I thought, this is like so daring. And we within that time that I had the vision board, within the year I had sold my house and made 160,000 on it.
Oh wow.
And we didn't buy the house to sell it. We bought the house, and then my partner decided to resign from his company. And then I said, we've got to sell, we've got no choice. So there was never, ever in my head that we were ever going to have that 150 plus in the bank. And then it was there within the year. So it was literally one of those no way moments.
Oh, wow, wonderful.
I was really daring, very daring of me.
Brilliant.
And then it worked. So you have to have things there. You have to have the picture of the money. You have to have the affirmation of that you've got it right now. That's the most important thing. And then another good thing is like that, like we were talking about the North, you know, put your career, or if it's a new job that you want, put the pictures of what your job is, and then put how happy you are in that job as well. And you know, and what that you're earning, you know, a good wage and all that sort of thing. What is it you want out of that job? Put the visual in and put the affirmation in as if you have it now. And the powerful thing about vision boards, you have to have it somewhere where you can see it every day. Don't just put it somewhere where you're going to walk into a room and just see it every like week or something. I have mine on my chest of drawers where I put my makeup on, and it's there in front of me. So it goes into the subconscious.
Brilliant.
I think the last time I did one was about 2 months ago, and I think there's half of it's already here already.
Oh wow.
But that's because I look at it every day. So, and the things just happen. They're so powerful, and I urge everybody to do one. Absolutely.
Catherine, we need to sort a day, don't we? I did one at Catherine's a couple of years ago.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, nearly 2 years ago, with a lovely friend of ours. Anyway, is the North any room, or is it the North in any room, or the most northern room?
So you can have the North can go across both rooms. It depends. So normally in Feng Shui, what you'll have it like a piece of cake. So you'll have your 45 degrees of the compass, and it'll be like a piece of cake. Whereas these are just squares, just to kind of even out, you know, the 9 areas. But you sometimes find that there might only be a little slither in one room, but you would go for the room that's got the most of that sort of segment in it.
And yes, I manifested a South American holiday through a vision board. That's
Whoa.
Helen did that.
Fabulous.
Brilliant.
Fabulous. I've got Tuscany on mine for next year.
Oh, well, you'll get there then, won't you?
I hope so. Haven't been anywhere this year.
No.
Yeah. No, the best thing to do is if you can like get yourself a map of your home or a floor plan, even if you just draw it, and then find the center by going from one side to the other, doing a cross over and finding the center, and then go and stand in the center and try and find your sort of compass degree there, and then you can use a protractor, and then that will give you a little bit more of the more sort of finer degrees. It's not going to be sort of spot on because you need proper Feng Shui software for it, but yeah, you'll certainly be able to see. But I'd say if it's straddled over 2 rooms, then go for the one that's got the most, and let's hope it's not the toilet.
That's marvelous, very helpful.
Yeah, so the northwest down the bottom, you know, if you want your holidays, put the place where you want to go, picture of the place, and just put you know, beautiful sunny holiday or beach holiday, and just put all the things that you want from a holiday. And obviously the center is to do with your health, so that's where you want all the things about eating well and looking after yourself right in the center. You should have a picture of yourself on the vision board in the center as well. You should put yourself on, because otherwise it could be anyone.
Yeah.
So put you in the center. What else have we got there? And your northwest is your area for your library, for the best place for the books, and for your meditation, if that's what the kind of thing you're into. I'm presuming most people are of a spiritual nature here. Are they, Jackie?
I think so. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So this is a good place for your meditation place, is in the northeast, and for the for your library, for your books, things like that as well. I don't know if anybody's ever come across these. Anybody ever come across manifesting checks?
Oh yes, yeah.
You've seen these?
Where it's like a check for £1 million or something.
No, well, you write the check out yourself, but these are absolutely amazing. There's a lady who I know is on, and I'm not selling them, I'm just saying how amazing these are. But she's called the Money Alchemist, and she's all about money. And these are absolutely amazing. So I've not had these very long. I've every check that I've written, I've managed to basically, when you go in my bank at the end of the month, you give yourself like a month. So you might say, right, so this is the 28th. So the 28th of October, and you write yourself a check, and it's a Bank of the Universe, and you're going to write your name up there, and you're going to write how much that you want in that month, how much you want to achieve, and the date that you want to achieve it by. So it would be like the 28th of October, and you would always put a plus in front of the amount. And then there's a bit underneath that tells you what you want it for. So if you're going on and you're going to do training or something or other, then you put it on there. And then you've got the little tabs, just like a checkbook. And so I've done these, and I put them in my southeast corner. There's also another place in Feng Shui for 2021 is the West area, is a very, very high money area this year. So you've got two money areas this year. You've got Southeast and you've got the West. If I had to put money on the best energy, I would say go in the West in 2021.
Oh wow.
And I put this check on, and I sit it there, and I put a lovely piece of citrine on it as well, and a little money Buddha there, and it sits there, and two of them have come. I've got the money that I've wanted, and I have been a bit daring. I'm thinking, shall I? And you always up it. So when you've done 1 month, you think, okay, well, maybe I can just earn a little bit more. And you put a little bit more in. They're amazing.
And who makes those?
So she's called the Money Alchemist. It's Eloise. Oh my goodness. I think they cost me about £19, and there's tons in them. There must be about 30 or 40 checks in there. But I'm on her Facebook page. She's Eloise Burton.
Okay, thank you.
Is that her name?
I don't know. But the Money Alchemist, we'll find it through that, won't we?
But she's got a free book, so she obviously has a course and things like that for people that do. But I haven't signed up to the course. I've got so many good tips from the money side, and a lot of it's to do with how you deal with money and in your brain, and how we create the money blocks, especially from childhood. Yeah. When the parents said money don't grow on trees, we can't afford it, and it gives you that sense of lack that you don't deserve it. Yeah. So she works on that side of things, and then she has these like money checks, and she has some oracle cards that are to do with money as well. It's a great little group. I will send it to you if I've got the name wrong, but she's called the Money Alchemist.
Brilliant.
But I will double check that in case.
She might be a good one for a talk, actually.
She would actually. She would. She was at the fair, Jackie. She was at Kate's fair.
Yes, she was, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Eloise.
I don't think I took any information from her. I'll do that. I'll find her.
Yes. No, she would be a great one for talk, actually. She's a nice lady.
Brilliant.
But yeah, no, very useful. And I found yeah, I was quite amazed about
I know that because she did a talk there as well, but I didn't have time to stay for it. Yes.
She did.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she does. She's definitely a good person to get some good tips on, even on her free group.
Wonderful, thank you.
Definitely good.
I think we're coming time-wise. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably getting on, is it?
Nearly 8:15.
Oh yeah. So that's fine. We don't have to stop then. But I was just thinking, yeah, most people think we stop around now.
Yeah. Has anybody got any questions? I've got a little thing I can share about you. Anybody that works has a desk at home.
I don't know if Maggie is Maggie on here tonight. I haven't seen Maggie. Maggie Mole. No. Well, I'm going to show this picture. Shall I just show? Oh, you put something up. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I was just sort of putting the Bagua map on like a desk, and the kind of things that if you work from home, where you would put your items, on your desk. So like in the south at the top of your desk, you would have like your business cards, and then the north you would have anything connected to your business, and then the computer to the side, and then I've got my little globe, my little crystal globe that I have on my desk, which is to do with travel, international connections and travel and things like that. And then your business relationships. I don't have a partner, a business partner as such, so I just have some rose quartz, a couple of rose quartz crystals, because that's and I have two of them little hearts together for my southwest. So I do have my desk set out for Feng Shui. So that's just another little thing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Helen,
do I need to take this off in order for you to?
I don't know. I'll have a go, because I probably can bring it up. Can only see your PC screen at the moment, Helen's saying, but I can see what you've brought up, the International Feng Shui Bagua.
Yeah. Intentional.
What if someone thinks intentional. Sorry, I said
it's all right.
What if someone thinks, I missed that then. What if someone thinks everything has a value, i.e. it has taken craft skill to make, too hard to throw away, but happy to give away, and find someone who would like it, but it takes time?
I think I'd need to.
Rowena, do you want to just clarify what you mean there?
It was just a case of the idea of holding on to things, but trying to get rid of them. So one has the intention to move things on, but it's difficult to throw away. But it's all right to give away and find someone who would like it. A useful.
Oh yeah. Well, it's always good for someone to have a use for something, because then if you end up getting rid of something, then you have to detach yourself from it. But if you give it to somebody who's got a use from it, then is that what she means? A bit more worthwhile.
Yes, because then it's not just thrown away when it took work to make it.
No, that's definitely a good thing to do.
But it takes.
So this is your friend's garden.
Sorry, Rowena, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it sometimes takes time to marry the two up together.
Yes.
And is that sort of what does that interpret? Is that the fact that you're trying to give it away, but you don't really want to give it away?
Yeah, it does sound as if it's like just trying to hold on to it just that little bit longer. Definitely, it sounds as if it's definitely holding back.
Because once you're really clear that you want to get rid of it, it will go quite easily, wouldn't it?
It will go, yeah. And we have to detach ourselves from it, emotionally detached from it. The same when we're selling houses. I've had a lot of clients who will come and say, can you help me sell a house? And Feng Shui can definitely help with that. And then because they're emotionally attached to the house, let's say they've lived in it for 20 years, and they know that they've got to go and they've got to sell, but they can be blocking the sale energetically just by being detached from the home. And sometimes you don't know it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't.
Interesting.
Yeah. What a beautiful garden.
I know, this is my friend's garden. She invited us there a few weeks ago, and her whole house and garden was done Feng Shui, you know, with Feng Shui in mind.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
It honestly was, yeah, really.
Yeah, the plants are gorgeous. She's got a wind chime. She's got a water feature at the back. She's got pagodas. Very beautiful, and a lot of things in symmetry as well.
Yes. Yeah, no, it looked absolutely beautiful. So I did want to share that tonight. I'm sure Maggie wouldn't mind me sharing that. Yeah. So
I'm having my garden. I've only got a courtyard garden, and we're not having any grass, so we're having it done at the moment. But I am having a water feature, and actually, it is the water's coming out of my pagoda. So I've got a big concrete pagoda that I had at my last house, and the water's going to be fed. And it's going to come out the lantern at the top.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
so I'm
amazing.
I know. Well, I'm hoping that when he's finished, it's all gonna, and he's got some lights as well. It's going to be lit up. So,
because water is very important, really, within Feng Shui, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to be very careful with water because water is an activator, and when you have your compass directions, they go right out of the house as well into the garden. And if you've got placing a water feature in an area where you've got a negative energy pattern within your home, you can actually activate something that can be unpleasant. So you've got to be very, very careful with water. Absolutely. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to have a little water fountain as soon as I go at the front door, and it's going to bring me lots of money. No. No, it's not going to. What it's going to do is if you've got good energy, which you won't know what energy you've got in there. If you've got good energy, it could activate something really good for you. But if you've got negative energy in there, then it could have detrimental effects.
Thank you so much for all what you've shared with us tonight, Gillian.
Pleasure.
And how can anyone get in touch with you if they'd like to?
So my website is theenergywheel.co.uk, and I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook over the Energy Wheel as well. So there's 3 places that they can get in touch, and I'm happy to do free like a vision call, a discovery call if anybody needs to sort of talk about anything that's going on in their home, or selling or buying or whatever else. So.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Someone has asked about which way to face the bed head. Oh, I did. Yeah, I missed that. I saw it and then I forgot. There is a better way to do your bed, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Generically, you want to be in the command position in your bedroom. You don't want to be under a window. Because you don't want the energy that comes through the window is too fast to chi. So you don't want to have the bed head under the window. You need to be when you lie on your bed, you need to be able to see your bedroom door. If you can't see your bedroom door, then you're not going to be what we call in command or in charge of your room. Obviously the other thing is that whatever the natal energy is within your home in that bedroom, then we can place the bed in a better position which is to do with your energy and the energy in the home, but that's complex stuff. But for generically, you make sure that you can see, for instance, if I'm lying in my bed here, I need to be able to see the door here or to here, and it shouldn't be in front of me, because that's coffin position. And it doesn't sound very nice, does it? Coffin position.
Oh my God.
It's because the energy is too strong.
Yeah.
Energies to cut the chi coming through the door is far too strong. So it needs to be kind of off. The doors need to be off center. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's good then, because mine is looking straight at the door, but it is off to one side.
Yes, off to one side. Oh, absolutely. Great. Yeah, you don't want to be looking down the hallway when you're lying in bed, like down like that. You don't want to be like that. That way to the side is not quite as bad as that way, but ideally it should be more off to the side, or more of a diagonal, ideally.
Brilliant. Can you just tap the energy wheel, wasn't it? The
energy wheel, yeah.
Energy. I'm just writing that in the box for anyone.
Julia says decluttering starts tomorrow. Fabulous. Well done, you. Brilliant. You will feel so much better.
That was what was said, the energy wheel. If you put that in, and Gillian, well, if you look,
don't worry about my surname.
No, but if on my website, jackie-white.co.uk, which I'm sure you must know to have booked this, it will say it on there anyway, I'm pretty sure, your name, and I'll make sure that your website's on there as well, Gillian. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone that's joined us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And tomorrow night I'm going to be live on Facebook with a chap called Ian Leahy, I think it is, talking about flat Earth.
What's he talking about?
Flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
Flat.
Oh, flat.
Yeah, flat.
Okay.
He's absolutely convinced that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
And so he's studied it for 7 years now.
Wow.
Interesting.
So that's going to be on at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on my inspirations page, live to there. So yeah, if anyone wants to join and just listen to what he has to say.
Interesting. Yeah,
well, it opens the mind to different things, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Very much.